Hello, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving or happy holidays. I have a special guest with me tonight. His name is Mario, and basically, what we're going to talk about is what do men do to lose their girlfriends or their wives. He should be joining me shortly. Brother, you there? Brother Mario, you there? Mario, you there? Mario, you there? Hold on one second. But like I said, I like to start it off. But a lot of things that a lot of men do to lose their girl is not being the man that they portray they was like in the beginning. I feel like a lot of men they like to sell dreams, sell stories to women that they're going to be X, Y, Z, and they never even come close to their promises. You know, well, I want to be your husband. I want to be your man one day. But a lot of times, a lot of men don't fulfill their roles, and it's just all in dust because a lot of times we're not we're not fulfilling our roles because we're not teaching them right. Hold on, here's my brother right here. Brother, come here. Come join me, brother.
What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's good? What's poppin', bro? Just chilling, man. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Can you
Can
hear
you
me?
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. So, what's your thoughts about why do men lose women or their girlfriends or their wives? What's your thoughts?
Well, first of all, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I appreciate you bringing me on your show, man. It's dope. If you, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I
No
am,
problem.
I'm Mr. KTU 101. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, why do men lose their girlfriends or their significant others, their wives, etc.? Well, first of
Hmm.
all, the number one issue is probably communication. I think that's the biggest issue. I think right now we get so complacent with we got that woman or we got that girlfriend or we got that wife, so we don't need to do anything else. We don't need to communicate. Communication is one, and the second thing is complacency. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Complacency. Well, I mean, we already got her. There's no need to talk to her. There's no need to tell her she's beautiful. There's no need to tell her thank you for being my backbone. There's no need to tell you, hey, I appreciate the meals that you make or just patting me on the back. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying, those are the biggest things. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, the thing about it is communication and complacency, just like you said, the courtship never ends, and you have to continue to date her like when you first met her. You know, a lot of guys fail that. You know, like you said, when they got her, they said they feel like that's it, the game's over. Well, the game is just beginning. You have to continue to go out and go to restaurants, go to the walk in the park. You still have to go out there and court her, and still date her like you did when you first met her. There is no breaks. You know, it's funny how us as men we put so much effort into basketball games, football games, our music career, but when it comes to our lady, we want to have ass. Like that's not cool, unacceptable. You, you know, our priority should be our lady. Our first priority is our lady. Everything else is second nature.
I don't know if that's my Wi-Fi or yours, brother, but it's kind of choppy when you're talking.
Oh, you said it's choppy.
I could check mine
Hello.
on my end real quick. Yeah, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or yours, brother. It was kind of choppy when you was talking though.
You said it was choppy. Feels better.
You good?
What is this better? Yeah, this better?
I think you said, "Is it better?"
No, I was saying, is this better?
You want me to go out and come back in?
Yeah. No. I'll just restart it, okay?
Let me go out and come back in.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about all that. Like I said before, it's all about communication and us getting complacent as men. I feel like we already won, so we don't need to go out and date you and court you and prove to us and prove to you that we're right now. We have to figure out what your love language is. You know, a lot of times a lot of times we don't know our love language and we're trying to love you the way that we want to be loved, but everybody else is different. Everybody has their own love language, whether it's act of service, physical touch, gift gift giving. You never know what your individual may need that may be positive to what you want, but you got to make sure that y'all are on the same page and you give her what she needs. Not what you want. You have to give her what she needs. You know. So that's the one thing that we got to focus on is giving her is not getting complacent. You can't get complacent at your job. You can't get complacent when you're playing football or basketball, and you can't be complacent when you're talking to your lady and stuff. And you're dating and courting her. Another thing, another thing is just lying about where you're being at. Lying who you're out with. You're not being faithful to her. And just the small things like texting another woman, not honoring your commitment to her. It can be little things that you may think, oh, it's no big deal, but it's a lot of things that a woman do, that a man does, that will turn a woman off. Hey, you there? Hey, you there? Hey, this is better?
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I don't know why it's choppy like that, man. I have
Oh
no
wow.
idea.
Oh wow. But no, but you can go on.
But you can try to talk. Let me see what's gonna happen.
Okay. No, I was saying communication is big, and you have to learn your woman's love language. What's your thoughts about that?
Definitely. Communication, love language is very important. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but action. Being sincere to your word. I think a lot of times for some reason, we get so caught up on trying to emulate what we see in reality TV and online and all that good stuff that we forget that, everybody don't live that type of life every day. You see what I'm saying? That the dramatic and hustle and bustle or whatever, instead of just trying to say, you know what, this is really who I am. This is really me. We're trying to put on this facade or whatever. And a lot of times we get caught up
Hmm.
in trying to put that facade on, and it gets tiring. And the woman gets tired of it. You out here trying to be a
Hmm.
playboy, you out here trying to be a don, you out here trying to be a boss. But the fact of the matter, she just wants you to be a man.
Yeah.
She just wants you to be
And
a real man. She just wants you to be honest, loyal. She just wants you to be protective. She wants you to be a role model. I mean, she wants you to be you. And a lot of times we get so complacent and confused with who we are because we're so busy trying to act out for our friends, homeboys, family members, and for anybody else that's looking that's outside the relationship instead of focusing on the relationship.
that's what I'm saying. You got to focus on what her needs, her wants, because her needs and wants going to be different than the next woman. And that's one thing
Yeah.
you have to realize as a man, to know your woman, understand her, study her, listen to her, and don't be afraid to show affection to her. And don't think it's you're gay. Don't think it's not, oh men don't cry or they don't show emotions. you gotta cut that out, and you gotta be vulnerable to her, so she does feel comfortable coming to you, and vice versa. It's supposed to be y'all supposed to be teammates. You're not better than her. She's not better than you. Y'all you're at a even playing field.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. I like to say that, you know what I'm saying? You guys are a team. However you met that man or however you met that woman and whatever you decided to do, whether you made her your girlfriend, your wife, your bae, your boo, your side chick, whatever it is, however y'all started that relationship when it was spontaneous, it was fun. You guys communicated about going to the movies. You communicated about going to the concert. Whatever it is that you guys decided to do, you got to understand you got to be consistent with that woman. You have to be
Yeah,
consistent with that woman. If you started off sexing her right, you got to keep that up. If you started off getting her flowers, you got to keep that up. If you started off going to church with her, you got to keep that up. You have to be consistent with what you do as a man because here's what's happening. Brothers, let me be real with y'all. For every good woman, all right, there's 50 men that's trying to get with her. For every good woman, think about what I'm saying. Use this analogy. For every good woman, there's 50 men trying to get with her. That means for everything that you don't do, there's another man doing it and multiplying it. So if you don't say you look beautiful today, there's 5 other men trying to say that. If you don't say, oh, is that new perfume? There's 5 other men trying to say that. If you don't say, hey, you're going to the gym and you're losing weight, you're looking good, there's 5 other men trying to say that. So what it is you have to be consistent. See, the great thing about this is you've already got that woman. She's already moved in with you. You're already dating her. For some of y'all, for some people, you already got a child by her. So the good thing is you already got an in with that woman. You just got to be consistent with keeping that in, keeping it in good and solidified.
facts. Facts, and also, like you said, give her reassurance. Let her know that she looks beautiful. Buy her flowers, send her chocolates. You know, do the little things. Do the little things that the next man's not gonna do. I'm not saying that I guarantee you'll keep her, but at the end of the day, you have to show her your best side, your best efforts. Show her that you care about her and stuff. A lot of time, like I said, you're on a basketball court, you're gonna continue to go to practice because you're trying to get better. But for guys not to continue to keep trying to grow, and for the woman, it just doesn't make any sense to me because y'all supposed to be at one, y'all team, partners, and you not to keep trying to challenge
Definitely,
her and you challenge her and she challenges you, then why y'all in the relationship for? You guys are here to better each other, make each other grow and expand.
definitely, definitely. I think a lot of times we forget though. Relationships are work. You know what I mean? It could be fun, but it's work. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's work. And if you ain't planning on putting in your hours every day, if you ain't planning on being on time, if you ain't planning on being courteous, if you ain't planning on making sure that you dress for success, then guess what? You're not going to be good at that job. You're not going to be good at that job. And you're always going to be reminded that you're not going to be good. So here's the thing. Let's just take out the frustration and all the BS right now up front. Let's take it all out and let's think about this. Let's think about this. If you want to have a successful relationship, you got to include communication. You got to include loyalty. You got to include the things that's going to make that foundation last. Because if you're just doing things, temporary things, then you're not serious about that relationship. Not being serious, that means you're not attentive to her needs. Now, I'm not saying be
hmm
a punk. I'm not saying be weak. I'm saying you're not attentive. That means, hey, if she's been working all day, it's okay for you to cook. It's okay for you to rub her feet. It's okay for you to ask her how her day was going. It's okay for you to say, let me run your bath water. You can do those things as a man. It don't make you look weak. It don't make you look bad. It don't make you look like a punk. It don't make you look like a simp. We're so busy listening to everybody else on the outside of our relationship. And guess what? Sometimes people can give you advice so they can split you up so they can get with your girl. So you might want to think about what information you're receiving. You might want
Yeah.
to think about that, fella.
Yeah, you gotta listen to her. You gotta have similar core values, like I always say. What are you like? You gotta have similar core values. What are you guys trying to build together? You know, take turns. Cooking, cleaning. Make sure. But as a man, I feel like you need to be able to take out the trash. Make sure you got the
Mhm.
lawn cut. You know, make sure everything maintenance wise, that's your duty as a man, you know, and all this equality stuff. I still feel like there's still stuff as a man you need to do to make sure everything runs smoothly. And I don't care what year it is. There's still things you need to do as a man to make sure everything runs smoothly. You know.
So here's the thing, big brother. I'm gonna need y'all to share this next statement right here because I'm about to say something that a lot of men don't say.
Okay.
I'm gonna need y'all to just hit share real quick and let's get this out in the open real quick. Here we go. Men, it's okay to ask somebody that you trust in reference to another man how to treat your woman. I know y'all like, what the hell? Listen to me. It's okay to seek guidance. Don't let your ego. See, a lot of times people think that men automatically are born men. Like you automatically hit this age, 18, 21, and you automatically become a man. And here's the thing, that's not true. That's like saying all women, they automatically become a woman as soon as they hit 18. That's not true. You're groomed into that position. Being a woman or a man is not just a title, but it's a position. And you don't get to that position just by age. You get to it by knowledge. You get to it. If you don't know how to be a man, if you don't know how to, hey, I'm supposed to take out the trash. I'm supposed to wash the dishes. I'm supposed to make sure that the house is locked up. I'm supposed to make sure there's gas in the car and the car is clean. If you don't know how to do those things, you need to find a man that you feel is mature, that's not egotistic to the point where they're going to judge you and they're going to show you how they're going to groom you on how to be a man, how to be a gentleman. I can tell you right now, that will change everything in your life. It will change everything in your life. When you stop wearing do-rags out in public thinking that that's what the bee's knees is, when you stop sagging your pants and you showing your butt crack, when you stop walking up to every female talking about, hey, short, using slang instead of using proper
Yeah,
English, I'm telling
cat
you right now,
calls.
it'll change your life. Just share that little part right. I'm telling you right, it'll change your life. Find somebody that you can trust their word and use that word and just do it slowly. Just implement it slowly, and I guarantee it's going to change your dating life. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I feel you, but I had a video talking about young men aren't being groomed to be husbands or not really being groomed to be men. And I feel like a lot of men feel like manhood is sleeping around with a whole bunch of women and sleeping around and being promiscuous, and that's not what manhood is. It's about having honor, integrity, having core values, like I've said before. You know, a lot of men they grow up, they don't have a father in the house, they don't know what manhood is. You know, they never really seen a man out there taking care of the woman or the wife, the mother. So they don't know. So all this is new. Cause I asked a brother, my coworker, about what is a courtship, and he doesn't know what that is. He couldn't define it. And I'm like, you're what? You're like 35, 40 years old. Don't know what that is. Don't know um, don't know how to don't know how to get cater to a woman. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, like I was saying, the old heads they really don't know. So how can we really learn from them if a lot of young men have not really been shown properly, and they feel like anything you're doing something nice to a woman, they want to call you a simp or you being a sucker. Like no, that's what real men do. You know, because it's like this equality. Oh, I want to go half on everything. You know, like 50-50 on dates and stuff. Like who does that? You a man, you pay. You know, first date, second date. That's how I was
Was
raised, you
okay.
know.
So here's the thing. This is where we can get into the agree to disagree type situation, and I love it. My thing about it is I
Okay.
believe the last statement that you just said in reference to if you're the man, you pay. I definitely believe that um men should have an invested interest in footing the bill. An invested interest, fellas, stay with me because I'm about to say some real shit. An invested interest. I believe that if a woman is out, she's educated, She's successful. She don't have to be a CEO, but you're successful. That means you're confident in what you have going on in your life. I think that at some point in time, you picking up a lunch bill, you paying for a trip, that's okay. Because to me, it separates you from the pack of women that just want to use men to go on dates. So this is what you need to understand is that as a man, let's say you're not the only woman that I'm dating. So I'm dating 3 different women. Let's say that the average date, let's say $175. So I'm not going to insult your intelligence, but let's think about this. If you're dating 3 different women, the average date is $175, and let's just say a week or 2 weeks. You're going on at least 2 to 3 dates. Now, I don't know what your financial situation is, but I'm just saying you add it up, it's just not smart. So just think if one of those women out of those 3 that you're dating says, hey, don't worry about lunch, that's on me. Think about the impression that you leave on that man. Think about that impression. What he says is, not only is she appreciative of the fact that, hey, I got it. I don't need you for $1. I don't need you to pay for this. I got you. To me, as a man looking for a role model, a teammate, somebody that I can look to and say, I am proud of her. That shows me that she's serious about what she's doing. Instead of just giving and giving and giving, or I'm sorry, receiving, or taking, she's actually giving. And that to me sets you in a bar above the rest. What you think about that, brother?
Oh no, like I said, I agree. I agree. Once you get to when she got her, either y'all exclusive or maybe the third or fourth date, it's okay for her to offer to pay. But my thing is the first couple of dates, if you're going out with a woman, I feel like it shouldn't even be a question of who pays. I mean, the fact that I've seen so many questions are who should pay for the first date or you should discuss this beforehand. It just mind boggles me, about that's how I was raised as far as man pays first date. Y'all are exclusive, y'all become a relationship, a couple, then yeah, that's fine. Y'all can go Dutch or y'all can, she may pay one time and you pay another time. I don't have an issue with that.
No doubt, no doubt. So check this out, man. So I also want to say something else, man, because I think a lot of people get it confused as well. Ladies and gentlemen, stop going on expensive dates. You ain't built like that.
Yep.
Stop going on expensive dates. You ain't built like that. Let me tell y'all something. If you can go to a park, you can go to a coffee shop, you can go to a museum, you can go somewhere where it's very intimate or very seclusive, where you can say, you can have that intimate conversation and get time to know each other. The thing about it is when you try to do something overwhelming for a date and you still,
Yeah, that's
it's
gonna
so
be
noisy,
standard.
you can't even have a conversation. So basically, you spent all this money trying to wow that lady or wow whoever it is that you're dating, and they never got to know you. So the guy, think about it. Let's say you spent $200-300 on a date. You spent all that money on a date. Now the guy that takes her to the park and he's exclusive with that woman, and he's only brought a sandwich and some chips and a soda. She is getting to know him. You see what I'm saying? Think about what it is that you're doing. Dating does not have to be complicated. That's why we keep things uncomplicated on this side. You have to use your head and you have to learn how to conversate. Ladies, start telling these men what it is that you expect, what it is that you want. So that way they don't have to do a guessing game. Every woman doesn't want you to wine and dine her. They just want you to show appreciation and say, hey, I'm hungry. Can I get a hot dog or something? Like I'm just saying, be realistic with how you're dating. Be realistic. That's on both sides.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. I don't really go for trying to go to Red Lobster or go to Denny's or Outback. There's nothing wrong with going for coffee, walking the park, or even just feeding the ducks. Anything is considered a date for me. You don't need to go out and spend $200, $300, especially you're not balling like that. Especially you're dating more people, getting to know other people. You don't need to be doing all those expensive dates, especially if y'all just trying to get to know the individual on a face-to-face basis. You don't need to do all that. Now, when you get into a relationship, then every now and then, yeah, that's fine, that's cool. But if we're just meeting, I don't really subscribe to all that.
So so here's another thing that I think, you know what I'm saying, is worth mentioning or whatever case be. Ladies, ladies, stop taking these men to your house. Stop taking them to your house. Meet them out in public. Meet them before it gets too late at night. Put yourself in a position where you have the not necessarily the control, but there's an equal balance, and that equal balance is: are you expecting this man to have a conversation with you? Are you expecting him to tell you his long-term and short-term goals? Are you expecting to actually do something where you can ask some generalized question like, are you dating someone? When was the last time you've been in a serious relationship? Do you like to travel? Put yourself in a position that's actually going to be a benefit to you. It is about having fun, but it's also about being safe and being smart. Those men that you're meeting are for you to meet right away, not for your children to meet. So every man that you meet shouldn't be a new uncle or just a friend coming to your house, because what you do is you now create liabilities. Liabilities, that means your children are going to ask you questions that you don't want to answer. Is this just somebody you sexing, mom? Is this number 3? Is this number 4? So think about the men that you bring to your house and the timetable that you decide to put them in the mix with your children. Because that's a lot of reason why men lose women. Because it's like this. Let's say I don't want kids, and you bring them to your house and you got a house full of kids. Probably not going to work out. Probably not going to work out. So find out, what I'm saying is find out who you're dating before you allow them to come date your children. That's fair, I think. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I agree. You want to meet out somewhere in public. You don't want to bring somebody over, a stranger, to your house the first date. But the problem with that is that we've already conditioned our women to accept mediocrity. The Netflix and chill, Hulu and chill. We haven't really set a good standard for them to follow, to really just take them seriously. Because a lot of times it's just, oh, just to come over here and chill. When a man's saying to just come over and chill, that's something you just need to avoid, because, I mean, I don't think he's there for the long term, unless y'all both want the same thing, and I don't have an issue with that. My whole thing is just being honest with yourself and then with the person you interact with. Y'all just want to just Netflix and chill, that's cool and fine. But if you want something more, then why are you just going to go over a man's house you don't even know, especially bringing around your kids and stuff? A lot of pedophiles out here, a lot of men out here that had no good for you. So you got to be cautious of whoever you dealing with. Even when you're going out on a date, and nothing wrong with going out with a friend to bring her along. I don't have an issue with that. It's all about safety at the end of the day. Your thoughts.
No doubt. I think, you know what I'm saying, since the topic is losing, how do men lose their, significant other or their girlfriend? And we mentioned, being consistent. We mentioned communication. Um, we need to also mention sex. You know what I mean? We need to also mention sex. Fellas, you have to be willing to be spontaneous. Sex does not have to be planned. Like, look, Tuesday at 3 a.m., we're going to have sex for 15 minutes, and you're going to like it. Check. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, be spontaneous. You know what I'm saying? Do something that's going to wow not only her but you. You know what I mean? It's okay to research. Again, it's okay to have that conversation with somebody that you trust. Trust me, I believe, it is my belief and understanding that women they have that conversation. They have that girl, you know what I'm saying? Or they watch a movie and that implants in their head. Like, I would love for this man or a man to do this. So with that being said, we have to be talking as men. So it's a man empowerment for us as well, to be like, hey, make sure you be spontaneous this weekend, bro. Do something outside the norm. You know what I'm saying? Sending flowers is cool. Sending a I love you or I like you text, or I'm thinking about you text is cool. But I'm telling you right now, communication, consistency, and sex. I'm just telling y'all what I heard, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, you said something about sex. I mean, my thing is you gotta spice it up. You gotta throw in some Luther Vandross, some Tank, Joe, Keith Sweat, Marvin Gaye. You have to be able to set the tone, set the mood. and just make sure that that it's something that's a different experience for her, you know? Not the
No
same
doubt.
Charlotte
No
regular
doubt.
Joe's schedule. Like, no, you have to make sure if you are gonna have sex, just surprise her. Like, hey, I got this, or do some scavenger hunts or something, just to spice it up,
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And it's okay for you to be on your grown man. And let me explain something to y'all. Let me explain something to y'all, man. Being on your grown man don't mean that you can't wear street clothes, baggy clothes or whatever it is that you do that make you feel comfortable as a man. Because it's all based on where you're from and, of course, the things, your fashion trends and all that stuff that's going on. What I'm saying is it's okay to show your lady friend or whoever it is that you're dating that you think highly of yourself or you carry yourself to a certain pedigree. You understand? When you mixing it up and you talking about being spontaneous with sex, be spontaneous with your mode of dressing. Be spontaneous with how you carry yourself or whatever case it be. Every time somebody has a conversation with you, they're assessing numerous things, whether to take you serious or not, whether they can work with you, whether they can have a relationship with you, whether they can build with you, whether they can bring you to their house, whether they need to trust you. All these things are being assessed. So how you dress, how you speak, how you come across, articulate, all those things count. So you need to make every conversation count, fellas. That's what's important. That's what makes it hard for your woman to leave when she knows that my man is strong. He doesn't just say I'm a king. He actually carries himself accordingly. When he steps in a room, he demands attention, not by yelling and screaming, but his presence alone. And that's what makes you
know?
unique. That's what makes you unique. I don't care if you're fat, short, tall, wide, whatever the case may be. Your presence make you unique. Your name makes you unique. So it's how you carry yourself. And that's what keep that woman around because she knows that you're serious about who you are.
Yeah. Like I said, it's all about having a standard, having core values, and the importance of your last name. She has to know when she's in your presence that she's going to be protected. She's going to be provided for, not just financially, not just physically, but emotionally as well. That's one thing. The one thing we're lacking too. We're not getting her emotional needs met too.
Mm.
We're thinking that just doing the bare minimum is gonna elevate her, and that's not gonna do that. We have to sit down, take time away from Facebook, TV, movies, and just sit there and just have her talk. Have her tell us about our day while we, pressing on her feet. You know, that's the one thing. That's one thing we're lacking too is that emotional rapport and open up to her, be vulnerable to her as she can be vulnerable to us.
You make a great point in reference to being available emotionally. That's a great point, brother.
Hmm.
Um, Here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to have a successful relationship, stop trying to emulate relationships that are full with drama. Stop trying to get advice from people that has never been in a successful relationship, at least in the last 2 to 5 years. That means you can't listen to your bitter girlfriend who she's running through a lot of dudes. You can't listen to your old grandmother because your grandmother been married to the same dude that been cheating on her for the last 100 years. You gotta find people that's competent, that's going to provide you with the common sense to say this makes sense. That means when you get mad at somebody, they shouldn't be advising you. Well, run to the club. That'll show them,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
Same thing for the fellas. Oh, if she gets a phone call late at night, oh well, okay, well you go in the bathroom and get on the phone. Stop taking advice from people that's going to separate you, divide your relationship, that's going to seek and pillage your relationship. Get positive people around you that's going to say, what are those love languages and do you know what they are? Do you know what hers
Hmm.
is? Do you know what his is? So that way you all can communicate. Because as long as you put people around you that are going to tell you things that's going to sabotage your relationship or not help with recovery. Recovery is when I get upset, how long do I stay mad at that other person? Or do I get encouraged to go sleep with somebody else to make the other person mad? Do I get encouraged to say something about his mama or about his kids or vice versa? Do I call her out of her name? Do I slam the door? Do I break something? All these things are a no-go in a positive relationship. Put positive people around you, and I guarantee they will help mend your relationship. They will mend your relationship.
Yeah, facts. You know, they're not able to hold you, pull you to the side and hold you accountable. Then you really don't need them. You know, they're not gonna let you know where you're messing up or where you can do better or evaluate you daily. You know, or punch you in the chest when you're messing up. Then you really don't need them. You know, and then my thing is, I let everybody know I'm a drama-free man. I don't tolerate any disrespect or any kind of BS. You know, and that's the standard. That's my core value that I live by. You know, I don't deal with any kind of disrespect. You know, maybe my younger years I used to put up with a lot of stuff, but not now. You know, I'm drama-free. My thing is, you're not gonna go to your job, your employer, talk to me any kind of way. So what makes you think you just gonna just talk to me any kind of way? You know, I demand respect because that's what I'm gonna give to you, and that's what I expect back. You know, so
Good
that's
point. Good point.
yeah,
Good
that's my
point.
thoughts.
Definitely. Good point. This conversation is going pretty good, brother. I like this. Another thing that you need to look at, because you made a good point in reference to what you tolerate as a man. That is very important as men to know what we are willing to tolerate and what we're not willing to stand for. Here's the great thing. The great thing about it is probably in the first 30 to 90 days, something's going to happen where you're going to find out how that woman ticks and handle her business or whatever. If she handles her business, i.e., let's say she goes to loud, snapping her fingers, cursing you out, if that's how she handles her problems, you knew that early. You knew that early in the relationship. So I blame you. Fellas, I blame you. You decided
Hmm.
that for whatever reason, you was gonna try to work through this or whatever. So this is what happens. What happens is you get down a year, 2 years, 3 years into the relationship, and for some reason, as soon as you separate from her, you scream that she's loud, you scream that she's ratchet, you scream that she's ghetto, she's all these negative things, but you knew that. And you still pursued a relationship with her. So now I'm putting the blame back on us as men to say you need to find out what type of woman you're dating. And then you need to make a hard decision to say, do I want to deal with that? Do I want to deal with that? That's like saying, I don't deal with people who smoke, but I'm going to make an exception for you. So when you all decide to separate, you say, well, I didn't like her because she smoked. No, you decided to deal with that. That's nobody's fault but yours. So if you decided that in early that you found out what was the issue or something you didn't like about that woman, don't hold it against her. Let her go. Don't hold it
Yeah.
against her. Let her go. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take cheap shots at that woman. And this is vice versa. This is vice versa. So I don't want the fellas to think that, oh, he ain't getting on the ladies. No, this is vice versa. But I'm talking to the men. So the real men can understand this. What I'm saying is make sure that whatever it is that you don't like, I can see if, okay, he leaves the toilet seat up. That's something you can work with. But if he pisses on the toilet seat and don't wipe it off, that ain't nothing you need to work with. You understand what I'm saying? It's reasonable layers to it. So once we get into that reasonable section, then we should be able to work through it. Talk to me, brother.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these guys, they don't have standards. They don't have core values. They let women walk all over them like they're a doormat. And my thing is, you knew that you knew she was messed up. You knew she had issues, problems. Not to say that like everybody has issues, problems. But I'm just saying like major as
Mm-hmm.
far as cheating on you, lying, being deceitful to you. You know, you represent your last name. You know, and that's the one thing guys have to get a standard and get a core value and stop just worrying about her body. I don't care what her body look like. If her mind's not right, then no, I don't want her. You know, and that's the one thing a lot of guys do. They'll just sit there and just take all the abuse from a woman and vice versa, just because he okay 'cause she has a nice body and or maybe the sex is good, so they'll tolerate her a lot more. But you got to have your own standard, your own core values as a man, and let her know what the deal is that you're a drama-free man, and if she comes into your castle or your place and disrespects you, that she's gone, and she needs to know that from day one
No
that
doubt.
you're a drama-free
No
man.
doubt.
Don't sit there and wait 3 4 months in a row No, because when you go to that job, they let you know that well the company is about what time you're going to be at work, what time is your lunch. They're not and they stand on their principles, their mission statement. You got to do the same thing as a man and or woman.
So let me throw this in there. If y'all not sharing this right now, y'all wrong for that. Y'all wrong for that because I'm telling you, right, it's a lot of jewels being dropped right now. But I'm about to say some other real shit. That's a disclaimer. Here's my disclaimer. This is for all. This listen. This is for all the grown boys. This is for all the thugs. This is for all the metrosexuals. This is for all the gentlemen. This is for all the CEOs, entrepreneurs, business owner. This is for everybody that consider themselves a grown individual, an adult. Right? This is for everybody. A lady will leave you. A woman will leave you if you are afraid to make the hard decision. Stop me when I lie. Stop me when I lie. If you can't make the hard decision, you will lose your woman. That means if you always have to say, well, what movie we want to go to? What route should we take? Where should we live at? What job should I get? If you are indecisive and a woman has to always tell you what to do, fellas, you are not the king of that household. You are not running shit. I'm telling you right now. So from college, from the military, from the streets, from the suburbs, wherever it is that you reside at, if you are scared to make a hard decision, if you're scared to tell that woman, hey, this is what we're doing tonight. I'm picking you up. I'm taking you here. We going here. Matter of fact, I even took you to the department store, pick out what you want. I'm going to pay for it. I'll be back in 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes, goddammit, because we got the movie in an hour. You got to be able to make the hard decisions. I'm not saying that everybody has to be an alpha male. Got it. But if you're going to be a man, a woman wants to feel protected, respected, admired, committed. So with that being said, let's be the men that we say we are. And fellas, if you see a man and they're not living up to that standard, pull that brother to the side and whisper some things. It's okay to wear a collared shirt, brother. It's okay to pull your pants up, brother. It's okay to complete sentences. Everything doesn't have to be jargon. You understand what I'm saying? Everything don't have to be slang because every woman is not attracted to that. You see what I'm saying? Some people are attracted to your mind. They're not attracted to your gold chain, your gold teeth, your car, you know, what you say you got. Some people not attracted to the money in your bank. I'm just saying. I'm just let me sip this tea real quick. Let me sip this tea. Go ahead. Say something to me.
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
something
you
to me.
know what I mean? A lot of guys feel like, you got to have the money, car, and stuff like that, but you don't need to have all that as far as to attract a woman. I mean, it's all about your mindset, your work ethic. I mean, she should have to keep telling you to pick up and get a job. Like that should just come second nature. She had to keep telling you to take out the trash or fix this. It should be already ingrained in you. Like I'm gonna take the trash out. I'm gonna do this because that's a standard. That's part of my core values as a man that I said. She should have to keep telling you,
Right.
or where do you want to go? Like, no, hey, just put something sexy on. We'll go out. I'll have everything
Yeah.
arranged. I'll make sure I'll get reservations. That's what real men do. They're not sitting around there asking, well, what do you want to do? Not to say you don't ask every now and then, but be more decisive. Be like, yeah, we're going here, get dressed. And women like that. They like decisive men. They don't want to be dealing with men who don't have a purpose, don't have a drive, not have no nothing to live on, or just living, not it's just existing, not living.
Uh-oh.
No one wants to be
Uh-oh.
around that. Being
Uh-oh.
complacent, come on, man. They don't want to be
So
with you. You're not trying to better yourself. You still trying to work with 9 to 5. You ain't trying to get your own business or something. Come on now, it's all about growth and improvement. The minute we just get too comfortable, we can't do all that. We have to continue to climb up the mountain. Climb the mountain. That's what black men. That's what black men, men in general need to keep doing. Keep grinding. You know what I'm saying? You got one job. See how I can do a trade. Go to school and try to learn a trade or something. Always try to expand your resources so you can be the best mate, the best man you can possibly be for that woman. You
you
know,
you you
protect her,
you
love her.
definitely Definitely got good points, brother. The thing that I want to harp on is what you said in reference to, um, and better yet, I'll put it like this,
Okay.
fellas, continue to build yourself up. Continue not just monetary value, but also knowledge. Continue to put stuff in your mind that's going to help elevate you or whatever, so that way you can have a conversation. I pride myself on being able to have a conversation, knowing a little bit about a lot of stuff. Not knowing everything about one or two things, but knowing a little bit about a lot of things. That way, if I see a person at church, I see a person at the bar, I see a person at Waffle House, I can have a conversation about politics. I can have a conversation about the economy or whatever case be, about the last book that I read. So what I'm saying is, become well-rounded, fellas, and not one-dimensional. There's too many one-dimensional men. That's why it's easy for a woman to depict what you are. Well, that's a thug, and that's a this, and that's a that. Stop being one-dimensional. Switch it up. Have them confused. Like, what? Like, have them confused. Because automatically, somebody's going to have a first impression about you. They're going to have a first impression about you. But again, make that first impression, not in this instant. You make that first impression that's supposed to be a lasting impression. Make that a wow. Make that a wow about you. When they speak your name, it's like, wow. Because I didn't know all that was going to come with that. I didn't know he had conversation. I didn't know he had ambition. I didn't know that, you know what I'm saying, he was trying to open up his own business. I didn't know he took care of his children if he had any children. I didn't know he respect women. I didn't know he opened doors. I didn't know he had a college degree. I didn't know all these things because when I seen him, he just had on basketball shorts and a tank top. And I guess he was going to the gym. I don't know. Create that wow factor. Create that, wow, I didn't know all of these things or whatever. So here's the thing, if you're working at McDonald's, if you're not working in the profession that you're a trash man, whatever case be, fella, I'm not knocking you, I'm applauding you. I am not knocking you, I'm applauding you. What I'm telling you is that if you're working as a trash man and you lift up the trash can, what you should be thinking is, how can I own this company? That's what I'm thinking. If you work at Burger King and you do the fries, how can I become a manager or a GM? That's ambition. You see what I'm saying? Nobody should knock you for starting off at a level. That's life. Somebody got to do it, and it just happened to be you. But when you talk to somebody, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. But walk the walk. Don't let this temporary or this low-level position be your only position for 5 years. No. Hey, I need to take the test to be a manager or supervisor or whatever it is that you need to do to move up. Don't be complacent. That's another thing a woman will leave you for being complacent. Stop telling me about your big dreams, motherfucker. Stop telling me about your big dreams. Show me something. Show me something. Talk to me, brother.
Yep,
Talk
yep.
to me.
Yep, you gotta put the hammer on the nail. Don't just talk about it, be about it. You know, too many dudes out here just selling dreams. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this one day. Well, they don't have a vision. You have to have a vision. You have to have a purpose. You have to have a reason why you're breathing. You know, don't just go out here and just exist. Go out there, live life. Go out there and travel. You know, explore new things. Not just the basic everyday life. Go to work, come home, watch TV. Like, come on now, do something different. Like I said, go, you know what I'm saying, go to the park, go to amusement parks, go to the Ferris wheel. You know, there's so much stuff to be doing than just to be in the house playing video games and stuff. And then a lot of the guys worried about why women choose other type of guys because they out there doing stuff. You just being stagnant. You in the house playing video games or going back and forth with women on Facebook and stuff. You know, instead of just living your life, living your purpose, and having a vision. You know, how you expect her to lead you? How do you expect her to follow you? You don't even know where you're going. A lot of these brothers, they don't have a vision. They don't know where they're going. So how can she really follow brothers if they don't have direction? They don't have purpose. They don't have ambition. You know, how can she follow you? You know, all the okie doke stuff. It may work in the beginning. You know, you may be able to tell her a dream, but it's like she needs to see by month 3, month 6, what are you doing to plan that vision if you're not there yet? You know, what are you doing? You know, and
Hey, hey, brother.
how can she, my fault.
No, you good. You good. Finish your statement. Finish your statement.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like, and how can she be a part of what you're trying to do, and vice versa? Like, how can you try to be a part, help her out too? It's not all about us too. It's like how can we help make her vision, become successful as well.
Miss Sun says, what do women do when you get dumped by your boyfriend? Ladies, I'm about to give you some critical information right now. Some critical information right now. So if you haven't shared yet, I need y'all to share, because this brother over here is spitting all this knowledge, and I'm trying to get on his level. I'm trying to be like him. Okay.
No, no, no. Hey, I'm
So
just
so here's the thing.
I'm just
If you
here.
if for some reason a man decides he does not want to be with you, let me tell you what you do. First of all, instead of immediately going into the brokenhearted, bitter, vindictive female, stay with me, ladies, stay with me. Instead of immediately jumping into the brokenhearted, bitter, vindictive female, right? I want you to write down a list. The pros and cons of being in the last relationship that you just left out of. The pros of being with that man and the pros and the cons of not being with that man. Okay? I'm not even gonna say the pros. Let's be simple. I'm gonna simplify it. Okay? You had in-house penis, right? That was one of the pros. You had somebody to talk to, maybe on and off, if he had good conversation, right? You had somebody just to be around just in case something happened in reference to, hey, maybe wash the dishes or take out the trash or smack you on the butt, whatever it is, to show you affirmation and appreciation. Okay. You had somebody, if you have children, to kind of play stepdad or role model, whatever case may be. Other than that, that's it. Let's talk about the cons. You got tired of him lying all the time. You got tired of finding condoms in his pocket. You got tired of saying, is that perfume on your shirt? You got tired of him coming home late. You got tired of him cursing you out, calling you out your name. You got tired of him downplaying all of the dudes that you felt that was some attractive and successful, so he was hating on them or whatever case to be. You got tired of him not dressing up. He always wanted to wear the big hoodie and the dirty t-shirts, but he couldn't put on a collar shirt and a tie. You got tired of him talking about all these big dreams, but he could not fulfill that. You got tired of him every time he went to have sex, he couldn't hit it right. You told him to eat it, but he couldn't eat it right. I'm telling you, weigh the pros and cons out. And for a lot of you all, it's going to be more pros that you leave that man than stay with that man. Stop being bitter and vindictive and balling up. Reinvent yourself. Take those pros that you have from the situation in reference to you leaving that man and find you a better man. Find you a better you. Don't fall into I'm bitter, I'm mad, I hate all men. You don't hate all men, you hate that man. That's how you get over that.
Yeah, my thing is you trying to get over an ex. You gotta enjoy. You got the first of all, you got to love being alone. I just feel like a lot of people feel like they need to be in a relationship. They got to be with somebody instead of just understanding themselves, which a lot of people fail to realize. Like, who are you? And that's the one thing you have to realize. Who are you? Take some time off. And just make sure you focus on your, improving your goals and aspiration. 'Cause a lot of men out here will set up. A lot of women out here will trying to jump from another relationship to another relationship. That's not really, it's not doing good for your health. You want to take some time for yourself to heal and nurture your body, and do some self healing and do some self talk, and and try to see what can I do better, my pros and cons, what did I do good, and what did I do wrong. It's funny how football players, basketball players, at the end of the day, they can go back to their homes and talk about what they did right and did wrong, but we don't do the same thing in relationships, like the X's and O's. You realize that, brother?
No doubt, no doubt. I think it comes a point where we just have to have people around us, honestly, man, that's willing to have the hard conversation. That's willing to sit down and say, man, am I doing everything that I can in this relationship to make it work? Am I communicating? Am I being consistent? Am I being spontaneous, or am I boring? You see what I'm saying? If I'm
Yeah,
boring, if Mario is boring and my girl decided to leave me for this person or that person or whatever, how can I then run to my friends and be like, oh, she wasn't this and she wasn't that? Dude, you was boring. That's not her fault. That's your fault. That's your fault. That's your fault, because she kept saying, when we gonna do something? She kept mentioning it. She kept throwing it out there, those little hints. But I was like, man, I'm about to watch the game.
yeah,
I'm
watch
about
the
to go over
game.
here and get with my homeboys. You wasn't worried. I'm about to go to the strip club. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We expect women to ignore what it is that we're not handling. But ladies, I gotta come back to y'all. Let me wheel you in before you get too happy. Let me wheel you in your red bottoms, goddammit. Listen, you gotta be able to communicate and articulate your issue or your concern with that man. Your friends are not gonna be able to solve that problem if they never had that problem. Because a lot of times women do not have the right women around them. They're not going to fix the problem. They're going to say, girl, don't worry about him. Let's go to the club. Don't worry about him. Wear something sexy. Don't worry about him. Let's go on this trip, this cruise, and date X, Y, and Z, or do this in Jamaica. Got to figure out, who do you have around you? And are you really communicating? Are you really talking and saying, having a hard conversation? Real talk right now. Let me sip this tea. I see it's Brad.
Like I said, if they're not trying to help you, they're not pushing you to another dimension, then you really don't need them by your sideline, on your side, on your team. They're not able to pull you to the side and tell you the stuff you're doing wrong. And that's the one thing we have to do is just self-analyze. So yeah, like, did I do everything possible? Instead of me trying to blame her, let me point the finger at myself. Maybe I was the one messed up. Maybe I didn't communicate right. Maybe I didn't love her enough. Don't love her the way she wanted me to love her. Maybe I was too focused on the game or maybe too focused on Facebook and stuff. I wasn't paying attention to her needs and wants. And she kept telling me. And the one thing about women is that their mind leads before the body follows. Their body follows. And a lot of times they'll stick with a man 3-4 months in, and then next thing you know, she's gone. But she already tapped out 3-4 months ago. Well, her body was with you, but her mind was elsewhere because he wasn't getting her needs met. She wasn't feeling her. She wasn't feeling heard and understood, and you didn't give her no reassurance. You stop being that guy. You got complacent. You stop taking her out. You stop staying up with her. Listening to what she got going on, and you just stop being that guy. And you can't get mad if she finds it in someone else, because you as a man, you got to make sure you protect your woman on all cylinders, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally as well. And if you're lacking on either one of those traits, then and another guy comes in at the right time and he gets her, then you can't get mad at him. You got to be like, you know what? Maybe I need to point the finger at myself. I didn't do right. I didn't love her the way that.
No
I didn't communicate with her.
doubt.
I didn't sacrifice for her. Did I really sacrifice for her, or will I trying to watch the football game or basketball game? I stopped taking her out. Why do I get complacent? When are men going to be accountable and be like, look, I dropped the ball. It starts with me. I'm the head. At the end of the day, it starts with me. I can't keep blaming everybody else. Oh, she did this, she did that. No, you messed up. There might have been some things that she did do, but at the end of the day, I'm there to cover her. So it's my responsibility. So she's my responsibility. I'm covering her. Just like an owner of a basketball team, his job is to cover the team. If the team's looking bad, then that's on him. Not to say that the players don't mess up every now and then, but the owner who takes ownership, he doesn't point blame. Real men don't point blame.
You ready for this? You ready for what I'm about to say? Because it's gonna make you kick me off your live. Are you ready for this shit? Are you ready?
Go on, brother.
It's gonna make you unfriend me, brother. Are you sure you ready? I'm about to get out this car. Are you sure you ready for this shit? I'm about to say some real. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say it. He said I can say it, y'all. Check this out. Are y'all ready? I want to know, are y'all, listen, I want to make sure I get the disclaimer out and everybody is ready for this shit. I think they're ready. So check this out. Ladies, stop dating women when you're not ready. Stop dating women when you're not ready. That means you're not mentally ready. You're not physically ready. You're not in a state where you are prepared to be in a relationship. You're not in this state. You're not mentally ready. You see what I'm saying? Here's the thing. If you know that let's say you're having money problems, stop trying to date. Stop trying to be in the club throwing your last dollar. So therefore, she ain't got to say, oh, you're a cheapskate. Well, don't put yourself in that position.
Mm-hmm.
We got to realize that if we have things going on in our lives that we need to correct, don't bring that woman into your drama. Bring that woman into your nonsense. That's the problem that we have. And then here's the thing. That's why women get so upset, because they come into a builder-dude relationship. They come into a builder-dude relationship. Now they got to help you out with your shit. And then when they help you out with your shit, guess what? In 6 months, they ain't with you no more. So now it's like, I done put all that time into you, motherfucker. I done put all that time into you instead of you getting your stuff together. Remember I said earlier, I said, we got to be able to make the hard decisions. Those hard decisions don't just apply to making it for a woman. They also apply to us as men to make it for ourselves. Ask yourself this question. Am I ready to date? Am I ready to be responsible for somebody else? Am I ready to be loyal to somebody else? Do I have the time for somebody else? Do I have my shit together? Because here's the thing. If you're going to be on the same team and that's your teammate, they're going to expect you to bring a certain amount of energy to the game. When you get in the game, are you going to be able to shoot, run the ball, dribble the ball, pass the ball? Are you going to be able to do your part? Because if not, you're not on my team. Sit your ass on the bench. We got to make the hard decisions as men. That's not on women. So anybody who has a question or some type of analogy that says, oh, it's a woman's fault. No, it's not a woman's fault for what we control. This is us. This is Mario Cochran's life. I'm not going to blame a woman for what I couldn't do. I don't expect a woman to come into my life and build me up. She can support me, but you ain't got to push me to have ambition. You ain't got to push me to be positive. You ain't got to push me to take care of my kids. So if that's the type of man that you are, brother, you are not a man. You are not a man. I'm going to leave that alone. Let me sip this tea, goddammit.
Facts. I mean, she shouldn't have to try to build you up. I mean, there's nothing wrong with giving him a word of encouragement. Nothing wrong with that. But as far as, like I've said before, trying to make him the word, make him be accountable, make him see his kids. Like, no, if a man doesn't want to see his kids, he doesn't want to be responsible, he doesn't want to work. And this is not a man who's fit to lead. This is not a man you can call your head. You do not make this man your head. He's not willing to work. He's not willing to protect, provide, and lay down his life down for you. If he's not willing to do that, this is not your man. This is not your king. This is not your warrior. This is not a man you need to be involved with. If he's not willing to lay down his life for you, point blank, you know.
I need everybody to do something real special for me right now. I need you to just share this one time. If you shared it, I need you to tag your friends and invite them in, because this next little piece right here, I got about 5 minutes before I got to go do something very important as a man, goddammit. So here's the thing. I think it's very important that men have conversations. I think it's very important that men network. I think it's very important that men build together. The reason why is because, ladies, once men start having conversations about our responsibilities, the things that we should be taking care of as men, then they can argue or talk or disagree amongst themselves about what's right and what's wrong. But by the time we get to you, we're ready for you. We're ready to date you. We're ready to protect you. We're ready to honor you. We're ready to be loyal to you. We're ready to be spontaneous. We'll be ready for you if men start having conversations. Men start saying, you know what? I don't like your point, but I respect your point. I don't like to wear ties. And the only reason I don't like to wear ties is because I don't know how to tie it. Okay, brother, let's fix that. Let's get you ready for that next relationship. Or let's help massage the relationship that you're in right now. Ladies, you have to understand what type of man you're dating. And in order to understand what type of man you're dating, you got to have that conversation. What are your short-term and long-term goals? I'm telling you right now, you can make an assessment within the first 30 days whether to take that man serious or not. If you're not asking him those questions, and vice versa, fellas, lady, what is your short-term and long-term goals? Well, my short-term goal is just to buy cigarettes for the next month. I'm just trying to get Black Friday cigarettes. If you don't get your ass away from me, I'm just saying, have the conversation. Have the hard conversation. If you have those hard conversations and you ask easy questions, which they're really easy questions, but we don't do that because we don't want to scare nobody else. No, I want to know if you've been in a serious relationship. I want to know I want to know how you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do those things. We definitely got to do those things.
Yeah, true. 'Cause I feel like the only time really men really talk to other men is when in the barbershop. And a lot of brothers gonna pull you aside and tell you what's up or tell you about their issue, their problems, because they feel like they're being weak. And we gotta be able to hold each other accountable because a lot of men feel like women can't hold us accountable because they're not men. And then a lot of brothers, when we do keep other brothers accountable, they want to call us simping or pandering and stuff. So my thing of that is, it's on the brothers to educate brothers and educate the young men, mentor the youth coming up, growing rapidly, and we have to actually demonstrate how to love a woman, how to protect her, how to provide for her. Not just talk, not just do videos and stuff, but actually show them what it needs to, what the standard is when you come in contact with a woman. Not just talk about it, but be the standard and be the mission statement when you approach her. These are going to be certain expectations when you meet her, when you're dating her, when she becomes your girlfriend, when y'all get engaged, hopefully y'all get married. This is going to be the standard. And not a lot of boys have that. They don't know that. So they just feel like, okay, I just want to talk to this girl. I don't need to bring nothing because the expectation has been dropped so low that it's like God don't need to have anything just to get with a woman. All he needs to have is just himself, and that's what a lot of guys are teaching. A lot of guys just bring you. You don't need to have a car. You don't have standards. Just have you. You are enough, and we gotta be able to. You said what now?
No. Go. I'll let you finish your statement, man.
No, I was just saying. I mean, you got to be able. You got to be able to have yourself in line first before you try to come in contact with a woman. I'm not saying you have to be 100%, but at least have the basic stuff. So
Yeah.
you can be a good protector and provider and stuff like that. And there's not enough men that's out there that's teaching men that. It's just the only thing dudes teaching guys about is just to be whoremongers or pimps or womanizers and stuff. Not really men trying to be real men.
But see, okay, so here's the thing, brother, because you said something that resonates with me, and I just want to make sure that we very clear on my viewpoint of that. And again, we could
Okay.
agree to disagree. I'm with that. That's cool. But check this
Cool.
out. I don't agree with anybody telling one-sided truths. And this is what I mean by that. I would never, ever sit down and always tell my daughters every single thing that they do right. Applaud it, tell them that they queens. That's all I do, but never tell them what they do wrong. Because it's one-sided. You understand what I'm saying? So the first time somebody outside of me does not sound like me and they say you're wrong at this, you're not as good as you think you are about this, guess what that does to my daughter? It devastates them. It devastates because they never heard something like that. What do you mean I'm not the best at this? So as a father, as a role model, as a protector, as a provider, as a man, it is my obligation to tell you when you're doing great and also when you're messing up. And that's the problem. The problem is that us as men, for some reason, we have men, and I'm going to call them simps. We have men out there that's always saying queen this and queen that and queen this. You have to be able to address both the bad and the good. Because if you do not address both of them, you're building people lopsided. So the first time you get somebody that's speaking the truth, hey, you might want to tone down your attitude. Well, he just called me a queen. I'm a queen. Okay, cool. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Not saying you're not a queen. However, if we're going to talk about queen behavior, royal behavior, king behavior, you have to be able to take constructive criticism. And everything someone says, which is their opinion, and it might be a factual one, should not cripple you because you're used to hearing, I'm not the best at everything. Mario's not the best at everything. However, if someone says, hey, Mario, I think your left side is a better angle. No, my right side. I'm gonna get mad and pissed off. Relax, chill out. What I'm saying is everything is not a fight. Everything is not an argument. But for those men that sit out there and they just say women are everything, they're this and they're that, and they never tell women You're everything. However, there's some things that I think I need to address as well. But there's men that's out there and they're getting monetary value from you women saying, yeah, he the man. He the man. But he never tells you, hey, fix your attitudes or correct your attitudes in some certain stances. You know, you got to be real. And if you're not going to be real, then you're fake. And if you women and men do not address those things, and someone's always saying, that's like, listen to me all day, every day, bash women. I bash women, nothing about the men. That's lopsided. If you listen to a woman bash men and they never say nothing about the women, that's lopsided. Listen to people that's willing to build people and provide that strength on both sides. You don't want one side of the body strong and the other side weak. I'm just saying, real shit.
Facts. I agree. You got to be open to constructive criticism. You know, and everything's going to be good. And like I said, you got to be able to pull people aside when they're messing up. And but the only issue with that is that a lot of times some people they'll be like, you know, you're misogynist. But the thing about it is, if you balance, you tell them the good and the bad, then you're doing them more good than right. You know, if somebody is telling you what you want to hear day in and day out, I mean that's more detrimental to your growth, to your performance. You know, because he's not looking at both sides, the good and the bad. You know, that's the one thing. That's the one thing we gotta work on. I know myself. I have to work on that. You know, I have to be a little bit more balanced. I can be a little bit more balanced. But that's the one thing I know. Me personally, I need to work. I need to work on. You know, just look at the good and the bad. You know, and I'm not. It's not to terrorize you, not to really be hard criticism, but it's just an open reminder that this is something you could be working on. You know, I'm not trying to antagonize you and stuff like that, but it's just something you can work on. You know, I need improvement. You know, I'm quick to pull to the side and let me know what I need to do right. It's all about growth for both parties.
Big bro, I'm about to sign off, but before I do, let me tell you something publicly. First of all, that last statement that you just made in reference to saying, you're not perfect, but you're trying. I applaud your effort, bro. I salute you because that takes a grown man knowing his maturity level and definitely saying, you know what, I'm working on me. So definitely salute to you. To everybody that's watching, will watch, make sure that you share this live. We appreciate the feedback. I think my man had already hashtag how you can reach me. Definitely we should do this again. But before I leave, I just want to tell everybody it's like this. Life is not perfect. Men are not perfect. Women are not perfect. It's a lot of things that we still need to work on, that we have to work on. So what I'm trying to say is, please be patient with the people that surround you. Remember those that's positive. Remember those that's negative. If you address something that's negative behavior and you think that, you know what, I ain't going to tolerate this, then don't tolerate this. You deserve better. And once you start remembering that you deserve better, you're going to be able to make the hard decisions to get people out your life. That's the boyfriend, that's the husband, that's the wife, that's the girlfriend, that's whoever it is that you're dealing with at that time. Men are losing good women because they're not being consistent, because they're not communicating, they're not being spontaneous, they're not being loyal, and vice versa. It works both ways. So you guys work together. I appreciate y'all. Hey, brother, I appreciate you for having me. I got to go.
Thank you, fam. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you. Peace, brother.
No doubt, bro. No doubt. No doubt.
All right. I'm about to wrap it up too. Hope everybody y'all enjoyed the live. We'll be putting it on YouTube pretty shortly. So I want y'all to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Everyday Thoughts. That's where y'all can find me. Just click the link below. But y'all had a great time. Hope everybody had a great holiday. Everybody, y'all be easy, be safe. Peace.